seltzer.com. Get some 8% seltzer shipped right to your house. The peach, the lemon lime, the strawberry shortcake, and the blue raspberry. No carbs, no sugars, no gluten if you give a shit about that. We are live in over 100 stores in Tennessee. More just opened up. Go to hardafseltzer.com today and check your store locator or order them right to your house.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com.
Yeah, JBs, we back, baby. Little Tuesday. Little Tuesday.
It's Little Tuesday?
I don't know. You call it Little Friday on Thursday. We've got nothing.
But that makes sense.
Nothing fun. Fat Tuesday. And we got nothing fun for Tuesdays.
Second Monday.
Tuesdays is when I pick it up. I really pick it up. My first show back on Mondays is terrible for me.
Fucking awful.
I can't remember anything. I can't pronounce
Everyone
anything.
Everyone
and
agrees.
After that, I'm fine. It's the first one. I know why. I'm a person who's just not meant to relax whatsoever. Because if I do, I relax a little too hard, and then that carries over into the next day.
Right.
I should just consistently be working, even on Saturdays. Because you're probably saying, oh, you have Saturday off. Not really, because that's game day.
Sure.
And I'm planning all day for domination and everything else, and I've got to execute a game plan, and that eats up most of my morning and afternoons.
You sleep in, though.
Now that the younger one, yes. Now that the younger one, though, is coming up, though, it'll be 2 leagues on Saturdays. And then, boom, that's more domination because I'm all about ruining the entire weekend for everyone else's parents, siblings, extended family members, pastors, whoever's coming to watch them play against my team.
Right.
I'm ruining it for them, and that takes a lot of effort on my part. But I enjoy it, I think, because I get to win again. You know, it's one more day in the week that I get to win something.
Right.
And we're off to a dominating start, kids. Man, we blew their fucking doors out. I only had half my team. Basketball season was finishing up, so some of our kids were in the playoffs. I only had half a team. Blew the doors out 6-2. Daddy's back at it again. Looking forward to an undefeated season. You got the text messages because we obviously have a newborn, and so you're not able to go to the games. You got the text messages. You ever seen parents more excited to start off a season, you know? Man, I'll bring snacks and parties and things. And
Yeah.
Kids are winning.
Yeah.
You start blowing people's doors out. Parents get into it, and it really changes your entire life.
I will say you do have to win at least one to keep the kids involved.
Because we got split up, and you had to do another league, and I didn't get to coach that.
With the,
right. And
with the child, and
the coach was a loser.
I mean, when I say we got our asses beat every single time with no change the next time.
Yeah.
We all really just lost steam. The kids didn't have snacks. Nobody brought anything because we're just like, fuck it.
Me. You stopped texting. You were like, hey, we lost. Just don't ask anymore. And I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Not going to. But the way this season worked out, I can do both at the same time. So great, let's go. Time to dominate again. And I love it. Damn it. But I probably shouldn't have a break. You know, just no breaks for me. And then I could roll into that Monday show and be precise. It's just getting that first one down and out of the way. And then I'm back in the game again. But I'm always sharp for Tuesday. Speaking of which, want to give Ruben Schneider a shout out there for the lovely little cooler.
Thank you, Rubes.
It's a little mug.
It's a little crime corner. It's going to be my new crime juice receptacle for the show. Bloodstains are red, ultraviolet lights are blue. I watch enough crime shows, they'll never find you. Do you know what I mean?
Boom.
Boom. Great.
Boom. Yep.
Great quality. I mean, Rubes.
Rubes, you're in it. Rubes, thank you very much. It came in the day after, and I had a show on Friday. You were obviously off on Fridays, so I wanted to put that there for you.
Thanks,
and give a shout out to Rubes. Also want to give out to shout out to Charles Zeller down in Orlando. What is the name of that? Oh. I want to say it properly, although I'll fuck it up. So we are at Universal's Aventura Hotel for Hard AF Seltzer, and it is flying off the shelves there. It's in Universal. Things get wild down there. I've stayed at that hotel. It's beautiful, and it's amazing. We're out selling High Noon down there and all the other things. So it's
really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Got a big boy order this morning that I was on a call for down to Florida. People are raging, and I got to be honest, I get it. So obviously, I was at the Daytona 500. We talked about that on the show, but being back in Florida, being back at the beach, I texted you a picture of the ocean. I was like, man, I miss the ocean. Now, you and I got wrapped up in Netflix's Full Swing doc. I went ahead and finished that out when you went to sleep, and it was great. Really, really enjoyed it. Hope they do another one. And all those docs they haven't missed on at all on Netflix. Therefore, I'll be in for the Pat Mahomes one this summer and everything else. But in the last,
be doing that one.
You will, and you won't. Like, you'll do it because you'll hate the wife so much that you want to share in that hatred. I promise you. You'll hate his wife so much you'll want to be in on that. I can guarantee you that. But in the last 2 episodes, they kept popping back to this place called Jupiter, Florida. Now, when we were watching it, I told you, I was like, dude, I've been in Jupiter. It was for an unfortunate event. It was for a funeral.
Right.
But I still got to go to some of the bars, see some of the nightlife there at night for one of the nights. It was a friend of mine from high school, and we kind of went out and had some drinks for him and everything, and I enjoyed it. And then watching the show, I enjoyed it even more. And a lot of people are moving to Florida these days. I just looked at prices. Okay. You know, sometimes it's just Zillow porn, you know.
Sure.
We're all guilty of it, right?
Right.
Where you're like, hey, just out of curiosity, what's it like in Jupiter, Florida? What are the prices like?
Right.
So we have a lot of business going in and out of there in Florida right now. And I was on the phone with a few peeps. Lauren Manley was one of them down there who's heading down to Florida soon. And I was like, I wonder what it's like down in Jupes, baby.
Right.
What are the prices?
What'd you find out?
It's really expensive.
I was going to say not so bad.
No.
What are you looking at, though? A studio?
We're not looking for Giorgio here. We're looking for normal peeps.
That 4-bedroom, 2-bath right here for $700,000.
Yeah, but you're nowhere near that
Where
ocean,
is
friend,
that?
and it's gonna be real hot.
All right, 2-bed, 2-bath, right on the water in a condo for 1.1.
Oh, condo.
Yeah, condo.
Don't even own the land.
Don't
Love
even
it.
own the land. Got to pay
Love
property taxes, HOAs, everything else.
There's a sauna.
There's a sauna.
But it's
There's a
just
sauna, but
shared.
it's not yours.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
you don't own it. Yeah.
The closest I have found would be a fixer-upper on the beach where you're just like, oh, okay, cool, man.
Sure.
Because if you haven't been down to Florida, especially on the ocean side, Gulf side, I'm not that big of a fan of.
I am.
The water's real flat there. I want to see a little bit of movement. You know, I want some solid. I want some stink in my face.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
I do. Yeah.
I love a Destin myself, but hey.
Well, I don't think you would love it year round. Now, I lived in Clearwater, which is just right down the way from there for a year as a child, and it was rough. Oh boy, it was rough.
I found a deal here.
What do you got there?
$20 million. No, this actually might be a deal.
Oh, okay.
20 million. 16 bed, 16 bath, 30,000 square
Move
feet.
the whole company there.
That's a hotel. Okay, I like it.
It's like apartment building hotel.
So
Something
we
like
all
that.
live there.
By the way, it's on the beach.
Okay, we all
Wow.
live there, and then we shoot out of what the bottom floor.
Yeah, we all live and work together.
Oh,
It's a commune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just get to.
Yep.
I just get to send my kids to your nanny.
yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
Of course.
That's what a commune is,
and
right?
that's how we get started.
Compound, commune, cult, whatever.
Yeah,
what?
Yeah. And then we're all good
You're
there.
down, Giorgio.
How many square feet is that
down.
place?
30,000.
Holy shit. Oh boy.
That's
and
enough.
It's on the
30,000 square feet.
30,000, and it's on the beach.
You know what's funny? Have you guys? I'm being serious. Have you ever been in a house that's 30,000 square feet?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, it's not what you think it is.
I don't know.
It's too big.
You get lost. You literally get lost.
Holy
I had a buddy in
shit,
St. Louis
dude.
like that, and I called him because I'm like, I can't get out of your fucking house.
Yeah, but we need a house that big if it's going to be all of us living in it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do.
Because we're gonna need a lot of space.
That would give you.
us.
That would give you right around 2,100 square feet per person. Which
that's actually a downgrade.
Yeah, it is. It is. Once you really break that down, no, I apologize. That is. You're looking at 4,000 square feet a person. You'd be fine.
Oh, that's good.
You said 30,000, not 20,000, right?
30. Yeah.
Okay.
30.
Yeah.
I think Giorgio would be fine in a tent
with a
on
nook.
the beach,
or
so
just
then
one,
we can take
one room.
that square
just
footage.
one room that's kind of connected to the kitchen. Yeah. But yeah, when you're in a house over 15,000 square feet, you get lost, and I'm gonna be honest, it's hard to see an entire house in under an hour at 15,000 square feet. And that happened to us where I pulled up to the most beautiful place I'd ever seen. And Dan and I, Holloway, had got invited over to this, it was like a castle in Kansas City, of all places. And it was on a lake. And it was it looked like a presidential thing. Like it had the American, like a full-blown flagpole, American flag blowing in the wind. The most beautiful views ever. The old school, the sailboats where they're turning gears and, with the families. And it was like the last bastion of rich white America out there. And I was like, man, this is beautiful. Went inside the house, didn't see we got about an hour and 15 minutes into the tour of it. I gave up and I didn't even see the bottom floor. Or the top floor. I was like, we would just spend the day looking through your fucking house at this point. So let's just go get some drinks and food.
I think house tours are
point.
weird anyway.
Yeah, and that's 15,000, so that's half the square footage of this. I don't know that you'd see anybody in something like that.
Would you be interested in a digital tour?
Nope. No. All good on all of it.
I think there was how many floors were there? It's like everybody gets their own floor, right?
So the one in Kansas City, it was 3 floors, and then there was a gigantic wine cellar.
No, for ours.
Oh,
One,
so there's 4 floors.
4. Yeah.
4 floors.
So if the first floor is the workspace, then you essentially.
And then Giorgio lives there as well because he gets DoorDash and all that stuff, and he likes to. Giorgio's an on-foot type of dude.
No, we could each get a floor, right?
I'm thinking you guys at the top, obviously.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or bottom.
Does Dan stay with us?
Holloway?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You think I feel like he refuses, which opens up the second floor for guests and guest staying?
We can ask Joel. Joel,
yeah.
there was a rumor that you might move in with him. Is that true or false? True. It is true.
The rumor is true.
I think he needs a roommate. So, yeah. All right. Well, let us know how that goes, and we can backtrack.
Can you write like a small sitcom off that?
Of the Odd Couple?
Yeah. Just
there's no dialogue. It's only the sounds of video games.
Video games, weed smoking,
sizzling steaks,
and then faint laughter here and there.
And then like
dogs.
The sipping of brown liquor.
Yeah.
Dogs.
Yeah. Dogs. A lot of dogs there.
It's all ASMR.
Yeah.
Going through the house.
No real dialogue in that show.
But the Jupiter dream was definitely dashed after looking at those Zillow prices. I was like, holy shit.
Well, we're going to Scottsdale anyway.
Property tax
Arizona's
was high.
already been decided.
Property tax is pretty high in Florida, so.
Okay, I think it's good in
Scottsdale?
Arizona. Yeah.
Look, I'm fine to go back to waste management anytime. Just living there full time would be a little.
Awesome.
It's too much. It's a little too hot.
It'd be a little.
It's
too
85 here today, at the end of February. What's it gonna be there, for Christ's sakes?
I think it's gorgeous. The same day that we're looking it up now, but I think it's gorgeous. The same as we were there last time.
Right now it's 52.
52.
Is it really?
It's a little chilly.
Huh.
52. Just put
you
you on a
don't say.
jacket.
Well,
Sun's not up yet.
that's right. We're there.
Fair.
A high of 55 today.
Really?
High of 55. Just a little
Shit.
sweater.
Okay.
jacket.
I want
Sorry.
you guys to know that I was ghosted from my love from Phoenix.
Huge shock.
How were you ghosted?
The second you left the tent, I was like, this is the worst decision this guy's ever made.
How were you ghosted, though? What was the next plan?
Just no answers.
Yeah, just no answers.
From a 52-year-old.
What's the point of her answering?
Well, hang on. What's
to
that,
keep
what's
this
that
relationship
like?
going?
Well, what's that like if you get ghosted by a 52-year-old? Like, that's got to be painful, you know?
Had you talked after the weird phone call that we still don't know?
A few texts.
A few texts, but kind of short and not anything. Yeah.
And then I got like a picture from a trail, and she was like, "Spent a long time on a long run today," and I was just like, "Oh, okay."
Is she in the picture, or was it just the trail?
It was just the trail.
Oh, God. Vague. Oh, boy, Giorgio. You could have the best time of your life in that fucking suite that day.
I mean, I did have a
Ruined it
great
all.
time.
He had a great time. We had a great time. Everything was fine.
Right, sure it was. Sure it was. I mean,
Ross just wants more from me.
Yeah. He just wanted more fun. We had a lot of fun.
Delco and him together could have done so much damage up there.
Look,
I mean,
we're talking.
crazy.
But then
talking
who
about
would I
something
hang out with? You?
You and I always fucking rage together. So
I know, but it was fun. Well,
we did.
yes, we had fun.
Yeah, no, not. I'm not saying we, but like, yeah, we had fun with Delco
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
But like, I
yeah.
wanted him to have fun.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was just scores and scores of
I
women
know.
pouring in over and over again. I was like, when will anybody get this opportunity the rest of
Yeah.
their lives?
No,
more
it's
women
true.
just mean more people that I can disappoint.
Oh boy,
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, it sure
Ain't
is.
that the truth?
Sure is. Let's disappoint some people here today, okay?
Okay.
Let's make it dark today.
Okay.
Tom Sizemore, beloved actor. I don't know if that's true. In real life, he's not a great guy, but he's been in some of the best movies of all time, and it's hard not to give him his due. But when it was announced that he had a brain aneurysm and now he's probably not going to live much longer,
It's a miracle he made it this long.
yeah.
So what was it, Delco? Were you like, what movie were you like, oh, I know this
he
guy.
did not know Tom
Private Ryan.
Sizemore.
Saving Private
Yeah,
Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Right. I mean, that's one of the
Yeah,
greatest.
yeah, but like he was looking through and was like, oh, I know this guy.
No,
I was
I just
wondering
knew
what
his face. I didn't know his name.
right.
Heat. I mean, Bob, go through his IMDb. It's massive. It's
And
monstrous.
look,
The
like
big three
he-
off the top of my head are Heat, Saving Private Ryan, and Black Hawk Down.
Black Hawk Down, shit, dude.
He was one of those that like his talent could kind of surpass his crazy antics and drug use and like
Yeah.
problematic things like on set. And then it just didn't anymore. But in the beginning, like he was good enough
He was.
for
great.
it to
he
be
could have
like
won a fucking Oscar.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Yeah.
And towards the end, a lot of drugs, obviously, but towards the end, it was, hey, can you get him? Because we get calls to put him in stuff, and they were like, can you just give him an earpiece and then have somebody feed him lines off screen? And I was like, yeah, would he be on time? Would he even show up? And that was the risk with him, you know?
Right.
And then you had to pay him in cash, which was
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
it's never
should-
ideal.
This is
it's never
why,
ideal.
This is why you put people in. What was Britney Spears in?
Yeah, conservatorship, man.
Conservatorship. Yeah.
This is why. If you want them to show up, right, to be able to manage money, just normal stuff, they need to have
boy.
someone else in charge.
I know, and it's one of those things where you're like, man, it would be, because you remember the old Tom Sizemore, right? And you're like, this would be awesome. Same way with Gary Busey, we're like, this would be awesome, and then they show up and it's a nightmare. So they're kind of sorting through everything else and trying to decide what they're gonna do. He's on he's in the ICU. I don't think he's on life support.
They're making end of life arrangements.
Right. And then Jimmy Carter's kind of in the same sitch, right? So I kind of want to know, and he was obviously the president at one point, often known as the worst president of all time in the history of our country. I want to know who's going to die first. So just in the comments section out there, who do you got in this one?
That's going to die first?
Yeah, like what's the reasoning for keeping these people alive longer?
Jimmy Carter is not like, he's not like on life support. Like he's just like, I don't want any more medicine. And
He's in
just
hospice.
laying-
He's
Yeah,
hospice.
He's just
playing
laying
around.
at his house, like waiting
Right.
to die.
And I bet he doesn't die
for a long time.
for a long time.
You can't kill Jimmy Carter.
Can we-
no.
all right, can we
and
get the
especially when you
conspiracy
take
part?
off like the hospital stuff and you're just home.
Yeah. Can we get the conspiracy stuff out of there? And can I ask you this? Since the Queen died, do you think that they've said hey, we need to check our schedules from what the best day would for him to die would be, so we're off and we can celebrate his life? Is that terrible or is that true?
I don't think that's
I'm telling you,
true.
I told you this the other day, maybe it was off air. Jimmy Carter is the most impactful president on your life in your lifetime. You specifically.
Out of office.
No, in office.
No.
How?
I wasn't alive.
Explain.
So, explain. Go ahead.
He is the one.
He's from Georgia. Look, and
Let Bob finish, Bob.
Go ahead.
He is the one, and I'm not. This isn't like, oh, Carter's an amazing president, or whatever. But he did this one thing that is probably a bigger impact on your life than any other president.
Okay.
He deregulated the alcohol industry, essentially, like completely taking away like Anheuser-Busch, Miller, all just the big boys' grip on creating alcohol. The microbrewery industry, the micro distilling industries, all of that is because of Carter's regulation. So if you sell your seltzer, the fact that you even have a seltzer is because of Carter deregulating it. Now, it's not like that was some crusade of Carter. It was probably more like he was just the first president to sign off on it. It had been put on his desk, and he was like, "Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I'll sign off on deregulating that or whatever."
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure Reagan would have done it. Clinton would have done it. Whatever.
But he was just there at the time.
Yes.
That he did it. Okay. So I'll give it up.
What else?
Up to him for that. What else
sorry, that's
besides
it?
the peanuts?
That's it. But if you sell that seltzer and make money, like all of your fortune will basically just happen to be because Jimmy Carter deregulated the booze industry.
a good chunk. Don't know that I'll be giving him a shout out on stage or anything, but
it's just
I'll take it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take it. All right. So now if I have to choose sides because of that and booze, I'll take Carter here. I want Carter to live longer, I think. Who you got?
I think he will.
Okay.
I think he will.
Usually with this, Accelerated 207 in the chat says Sizemore was in Natural Born Killers. Damn it!
I was going to redesign to be. Also, by the way,
Fuck.
I think
hang on. Maybe I spoke too soon.
A member Heidi Fleiss.
Oh yeah,
That was one of the best relationships.
Sure was.
They both could have ever been in.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Bob?
I think internally, Tom Sizemore is older than Jimmy Carter.
100%.
Yes.
Like I think
Easily.
in terms of health age,
100%.
Jimmy Carter is younger than Tom Sizemore.
Yeah, and I used to see him a bunch when he was dating Heidi Fleiss. My next door neighbor was actually the one that wrote the Heidi Fleiss movie, and she got a shit ton of money for it. But she was in and out all day. The two of those little crackheads, man, it was
like it's like a Pamela and Tommy Lee sitch where it's just like, gosh, you guys.
I don't think they were
really...
tragic though. I don't think Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee were tragic. I just think they were meant for each other. Whereas like that was tragic to see the two of those fuckers together. Where I was just like, oh boy, I don't even know.
Yeah, but who else has sure, fine, but like. People like that deserve love too.
Yeah.
And they won't ever find it with anyone else because they're too tragic for someone else.
That's a real dirty love though. That's a real dirty love.
Parrots everywhere doing meth in a trailer in Pahrump or wherever they were.
Okay,
fucking
Bob, I got a fucking nasty photo for you that we can actually show. Google Whitney Houston's sink.
What?
And yes, dude. So this is what a drug addict's sink looks like, and this is what I pictured their sink to look like. I mean, it's fucking gnarly. Where you're just like, oh no, dude.
She sends you a picture of my sink.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
Like you're any better.
Go on the inside. I mean, but there's just so many pills and pipes and all the things where you're just like, go on the. There's one on the inside too, Bob. Go back to Google and go like
a
3
hair
down.
dye box.
Yeah, that top one from above. It's 3 over from that one. Yeah, where you're just like, ooh,
Newports.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, dude. And that's what I pictured Heidi Fleiss and Tom Sizemore sink to look like.
For sure.
Like, yikes.
I love how it's marble with like gold features.
It's because they're rich.
Yeah.
They're rich, and this is how they're living their lives. Like they're two crack addicts in a $20 million house.
Have they figured it out?
I'll never have that answer. I'll never have that answer. You know?
You can buy class.
Yep.
You can buy crack, but you can't buy both.
Yep. You can't have both.
I know. It's such a dilemma, isn't it? You know?
Coke, sure. Pills, fine. Weed, okay.
To be Bobby, then you got to be Bobby now, and it's like that's not fun either. You know?
No.
So,
gosh.
Oh, it's such a tough call, isn't it?
It really is. But I think everyone should have a crazy little meth trailer era of their life. Yes.
But
just like a couple months that were fucking crazy, right?
The
and then I went back home.
Like Sizemore and Heidi Fleiss were, late 40s or whatever, 50s, and it's like you can't continue that.
Oh, it's so much better than.
They're just such a cute couple.
Look at them. Pop that pic up right there. The
They're
cute
wiser.
couple.
These two have been toxic for 20 plus years with other people.
Even in this photo, she just powered down. I mean, just an unbelievable rail of fucking Bam Bam.
Yeah.
I mean, that booger sugar is just hitting her right now for this pic. And she's like, oh shit, Tom.
How
this
fun.
This is way stronger
fun.
than I thought, I know. And then just these two lovebirds. Because there is actors who can just turn it on set and still be great about it. He just couldn't do it anymore, and that's the tragedy, I guess.
I don't even know what anymore means, because Steven Spielberg had him drug tested every day on the set of Saving Private Ryan, and that was in 1998.
No shit.
Steven Spielberg straight up said, if you fail one drug test, I'm kicking you off this film. I don't care how deep into shooting we are. I will recast you and reshoot fucking everything.
No fucking way.
On Saving Private Ryan. Can you imagine? They have to reshoot D-Day because fucking Tom Sizemore did cocaine?
That budget was so gnarly. To this day, that's the greatest war movie ever made, right? That in Apocalypse Now, onesie twosies.
I think it's pretty common that when they're working, fine. It's when they're like not working and jobs aren't coming and they just have money and time. Do you know what I mean? Like this Saving Private Ryan, he probably didn't even have to do that. If I'm on set every day, okay, fine.
Yeah.
It's when I have to like go home and take like a week off, or I just found out I got the part, but it doesn't shoot for 3 months. That's the bender, right? Like, what do I do with the excitement and time? So yeah, on the set he could have. I definitely think he would have passed always for that, and obviously he did. But
that's a tough shoot out there too, man. Wow, not being able to do. I imagine the day after he wrapped. Imagine his rap party. It was totally separate than the rest of the movies.
Is like that's when the problem is not the working.
He had his own rap party. I guarantee. The second that was up, and he was like, "Steve, we got it. We good? Cool." That's the last.
Yeah.
Tom Sizemore. His trailer must have been torched.
Yeah, like he invites everyone. Like obviously Tom Hanks is not coming.
No.
Ed Burns stops by for a minute and is like,
Matt Damon's not there.
No, Matt Damon's not going.
No.
He creeps out. All the other ones are just creeped out. It's like him and one guy who was like an extra Nazi just blasting lines. He's like,
oh yeah, there's some Germans. Yeah, and they're like, oh, I love.
But then that even spirals him more, Bob, because then he's like, nobody can. Do you know what I mean? Then it's like you got to do even more because now you're sad.
Show the shootout scene from Heat. You're telling people what you have to do, and yeesh. I don't even like having that conversation in real life today.
That's a true drug addict, right? Where like you do the most when you're super excited about something, and you do the same amount if you're like low, feeling bad. It's just like there's no in between.
You want to go celebrate with your friends, but your friends is the state of being like really fucked up. So you're like, I need to go tell the people that are fucked up that I'm great, but it's just me alone.
I know. And then you got to buy drugs and prostitutes for everybody else, or else nobody gets to have fun, right?
Man,
it's not just fun if you're doing it by yourself and you can't share it. So
we get the prostitutes like just for someone to do drugs with.
Yeah. And that's when it gets real dark, where it's just like, all right, cool, man.
Like you can't even find people to do fake drugs with you.
Yeah.
God, free drugs.
And we've all got that one friend where you're like, bro, this is tragic, man. Don't call the dealer at 2 a.m. We're all going home.
Right.
Like, what is wrong with you? You disgusting.
Come on, man.
person.
You throwing in on it? Like, come on.
And you're like,
come on,
no,
I'll be here
man.
at 15.
It's shit to do tomorrow,
Come on, dude. I had a really bad day, dude. You need to be here for me.
Yeah, and it's like, you've had a bad day every day, homie.
No, man. I got really good news. You got to fucking celebrate with me.
Yeah, man. You've had good news every day, dude. That was bullshit, you know?
Bro, we said we were going to do this 8-ball together.
I know, but now it's too late and I got to go. Like, those are the conversations that you're trying to talk your way out of.
And it's like a conversation with like a 14-year-old, right? They're like, you promised.
You promised.
Yep. And then you get up to get coffee or go for a jog in the morning, and you look at their window, and from the outside passing by it, there's a black trash bag that has been taped all around the window, so it blocks out all the light because, they just went to bed at 9:30 a.m. and you're like, oh, boy. Sizemore. No, Tommy.
Yeah.
But when he was doing it, he was really fucking good, man.
So let me give you a little highlight.
Yeah, what do we got here, Bobby, for Sizemore?
Early career. So he's actually in a lot of stuff, but first notable title, early career, where I can certainly remember him, Point Break.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
He was a DEA.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
True Romance.
True Romance.
Fuck. Great movie.
Wyatt Earp.
Is that the Costner one?
Yeah. I think
That's a no-go
we
for
don't
me,
do
friend.
that one if
We
it's
don't do that one. We do
Tombstone.
Tombstone or nothing.
Natural Born Killers.
Yes.
Yep.
Now I'm going to give you a low-key, brilliant movie that he was in. One of the great neo-noirs, Devil in a Blue Dress with Denzel Washington.
Great film, yes. Denzel Washington in that movie is amazing, by the way.
It is. If you haven't seen it, it is an extremely underrated film, just kind of forgotten.
Denzel Washington is an extremely underrated actor.
I agree. Somehow he's underrated.
Fucking insane, dude. That guy is so good.
He's been rated.
No.
I think we'll never appreciate
I don't.
how
We
great.
really
Okay.
won't. You take a movie. So here's a perfect example of this. Everything we do now, the phone listens to, and then like clips and reels will pop up. We're getting YouTube has asked us to post reels. So if you see them on the channel, they're there, and they're going to give us like bonus, some fucking C's or whatever they call it, notifications or C's and looks or housies and whatever. Well, I mentioned Denzel Washington in passing, not on a show or anything, and it just all these reels popped up on Denzel Washington. There was reels specifically for Malcolm X that popped up maybe 2 or 3 days ago, and I just watched a couple clips. My fucking God, dude, he was good. I mean, it's just insane how good he is. And I was like, oh, fuck, I forget. And then you'll never get somebody from this generation to watch a 3-hour movie.
Right.
But it was so good when I watched it. And yeah, what else we got here for Tom Sizemore?
I'm gonna go Heat.
Heat is top 5 of all time for me, easily. And that's another 3-hour film that if it's on, I'll stop the day and just watch the rest of it. That shootout scene, still, that is the only movie that has gotten gunfire accurate that loud.
You feel like you're in it. The way it tracks you and they're coming behind the cars and it goes from like in front to over the shoulder and it's like the long steady cam shots. You feel like shit's being shot at you.
Yep. And Michael Mann was the director of that. He had done a commercial at our production company back in the day. And they were like, hey, you can talk to him or whatever and just kind of keep it brief. And I was like, Michael, just one movie. And he goes, shootout scene in Heat. And I was like, yes, like what? And he goes, oh, I know, it's great. And everybody wants to talk about that. And Sizemore in that scene in particular, God damn it, he's good. Tom Sizemore. Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're about to make Heat 2.
They should not do that ever in this life.
They're about to.
It was great. So let's leave it alone. You reheated, unheated.
I
don't want to go back to Andy Dufresne living in the house with Morgan Freeman and Sewatenejo. Let's not do Shawshank 2, still shanked. I don't want to see that. What else we got for Tom Sizemore?
I'm gonna go to an underrated horror movie next. It was the one after Heat that he did, The Relic. I enjoyed that movie quite a bit.
I don't remember The Relic.
It's just a good '90s like a monster movie.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
I like it a lot.
Okay.
Then Saving Private Ryan.
Okay.
Yes, amazing.
He had an uncredited cameo as a mob boss in Enemy of the State, like at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. It kind of starts to drop off after this, though. You've got Pearl Harbor and Black Hawk Down in 2001.
Black Hawk Down's amazing. He was amazing in Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, and then I don't know what you want. He did a voice in Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
I don't know what you want.
Is he the main character?
I don't know what you want from me. Yeah. So
I don't want anything from you, Bob, except for,
Yeah, I think that's around the time he was doing like Celebrity Rehab.
Okay.
Reality show.
You remember the movie Dreamcatcher? The Stephen King novel that was made a movie. It's like about an alien invasion. He's in Dreamcatcher.
Okay.
Did a voice in 24, the game.
Yep, we're starting to reach now, Bob.
The game.
That's what his IMDb looks like once the century turns.
Bobby, I understand. I'm just saying. I think we can cut it off there,
Nothing says I need cocaine money like doing 24 the game.
Well,
the
look,
game and a voice
so that the 2000s, that's when we were getting calls to put him in shit. So you needed money.
I got two good ones in 2010.
An episode of Entourage.
And
all right.
An episode of It's Always Sunny.
Oh!
He is the truck driver who I believe comes up with the term lot lizard.
Wow, that's Class C.
All right.
Okay.
Hold on. We go down again. I got to read this title. Ed Hardy Boys 2, the case of when that hot Filipina girl lost her tramp stamp.
So I actually know this. This was for Funny or Die.
That's Nick Kroll.
Yeah, it was really, really fucking funny. It's Nick Kroll. And then I believe they ended up doing those characters on the Kroll show too.
They did, yeah.
But that was great when they did that whole series. I remember that. Funny or Die. But all right. So it's all of those movies versus the booze thing for Jimmy Carter and then the peanuts. Do you think they boil up some peanuts and throw it in the bed like right before death so he's got that scent?
What is it? What's this about?
Boiled peanuts and Jimmy Carter.
It's not a Texas Roadhouse.
He is. I mean, it's a big Georgia thing. So, like, do you think they boil some peanuts up and put them in there for Jimmy Carter?
Yeah, I think they're just wafting it in at all times.
One of the most famous things in
boiled
Georgia. Yeah, boiled.
It's boiled peanut.
Yeah, boiled peanuts.
Oh, okay.
But with that, there was it kind of looks like a statue of a peanut for Jimmy Carter. If you can find that statue. That's a big deal in Georgia. People love that thing in his hometown. And I'm sure they're all preparing for the onslaught of people that are ready to come there for him.
I don't know. I feel like he's just going to hang on.
Hey, so here it is. So here's the Jimmy Carter peanut in his hometown, and that's nice.
This is Mr. Peanut's
nice?
Cousin that got kicked in the head by a donkey.
Isn't that a nice thing?
Why is that?
He did a lot for peanuts, Jimmy Carter.
He was a peanut farmer. There's actually, there's a great Onion headline back in the day.
Yeah.
Right when Trump got elected and wouldn't give up his businesses or anything like that. it was just Jimmy Carter : you people made me give up my peanut farm.
Yeah.
It was just he just had like a little peanut farm.
He loved it. Yeah.
He loved it. He had to give it up.
Bury him in peanuts.
Right.
As soon as he's about to pass, I say this. I say you make a little stew with Jimmy in it. Just line the bed with peanuts and then pour some hot water over his legs and
or maybe
let it wash over him. Yeah, but smell it. I think whatever you smell before you die is important to the person.
I think you bury him and in that field you grow peanuts and let the children feast on his essence for all time.
Yeah. Or maybe like a big like biodegradable kind of peanut coffin, right to your point, Bob.
Yeah.
Bury that.
And play, who else from Georgia? Ray Charles. What's our Georgia on My Mind is our state song there. So you play that slowly. So we all know the beginning of Georgia, with the...
Right.
And then you put the peanuts in the bed. You rip off the top sheet.
Yep.
I let them have boxers on. You don't want to see ding dong out and all that stuff. But then you fill the bed up with peanuts, and then everybody gets a turn pouring water in there, just warm water over the peanuts. And you want to get that scent inside your nose. It's a nice send-off before you go up to meet your maker, just smelling those peanuts. Real
he's still
fresh.
Alive?
He's still alive, but he's almost about to die. Like, he's almost about to die at this point. You kind of know he's kind of kicking back into it, and it's just like, Jenny! James! And then you hear, Georgia?
Right.
Georgia. And then the family walks in. Peanuts are thrown on the body, and then everybody gets one boiling pot of water to pour over the peanuts and say goodbye to Jimmy. Then you have that scent too, And I think that's the way he wants it.
You think?
I think that's the way he wants it. Georgia.
You think so?
My whole day through. I mean, it's just, and then you put the orchestra in there. The whole day through. And then it's just an old sweet song. Everybody comes and just fucking starts pouring boiled water all over the peanuts. And Carter's just drifting. You just see him going up to heaven, dude.
But then he doesn't. Because that's what's going to keep happening with Jimmy Carter and people his age, right? It'll be like, he's almost gone. And then he just... You know what I mean? He gets another jolt of like life, and they go, "Oh, he's still."
I said, Georgia. You got to play the record again.
He's still with us.
Yeah, Tom. Yep. Tom, can you play the record one more time? I said, Georgia, and it's just You have a guy come in, an impersonator, just in the back, like Ray, playing the piano in the back, and they just keep playing it on loop until Jimmy's finally, until he's gone, and then you let it kind of slowly drift out.
So for as long as that takes for him to go.
It could be minutes. Could be months. I don't know. Yeah. But if you want to time up your death to a sweet, sweet song, that's a great one to die to. It's a great song to die to.
Yeah.
And if you're having boiled peanuts and all that stuff, like that scent of it, damn it. I can smell it right now. I can smell the peanuts in the room right now. And if I got to go and say, then I would say goodbye, Bob. I'd drop everything I would do and then go drink a seltzer and then enjoy the peanuts scent and say goodbye if I could hear Georgia around the body and all the things. That's what I want. And I think that I would want that. So I'm kind of now rooting for Jimmy if that's what we're going to do there. Now, I think they've got to clear schedules for all the dignitaries for this. And then they're going to give him a day that he can die on and then kind of make that happen. Just to do the noise.
For what? The spraying?
Squeegee, yeah. Yep. They're going to inject him with stuff.
Oh, no, that's it.
But it's for the audio listeners.
Oh, okay.
I think they'll probably just do a couple sprays of whatever anthrax on the face or whatever's going to kill him immediately.
Right.
Chloroform, that's more your world. But do the noise again. Yep. And then, boom, he's gone in like 38 seconds. And he's kind of dead after that.
Right.
That would be kind of pretty rad. Yeah. Now, for Sizemore, I think it's a whole different sitch. I think there's family members, some form of will, and I think they're probably going through the bank statements right now at his house, and they're like, oh, shit. We would actually owe money if he does. Yeah. Like, we need to. I thought we were getting something. I thought these residuals were higher. It turns out the streaming residuals for Saving Private Ryan aren't that great anymore.
Right.
Shit. What do we do, and who's paying for this? Like, who's going to pay for the funeral at this point?
Yeah, 2 children, too.
2 kids? Damn it, man. Yeah. So I'm imagining that's what's happening, and they're trying to sort it all out.
Right.
Because it is a thing you do have to think about with the funeral costs. That's no lie.
Yeah, I think at this point they're just trying to avoid an unmarked grave.
Yeah. I mean, does he go to, like, Hollywood forever? What's the, where does he go?
It depends.
I think he would like it with Heidi Fleiss.
Is she in Hollywood forever?
She's not dead. She's alive. Oh. She's alive. She's in Pahrump, actually, and that's real. She lives in Pahrump. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. Sure. So she lives there still. And I think in a trailer. I'm not kidding either.
Yeah. With a bunch of birds.
Yeah. So maybe they called her and said, hey, what do you want to do? And she's probably, what? Who?
Well, they were never married.
Oh, they were just lovers?
I mean, decent chance she doesn't remember him.
Yeah, like she's not getting a call.
Guys, this is getting dark. Okay.
like Sizemore, like there's nobody to call. Do you know what I mean?
She's got 2 kids. All the kids, Oh, damn it, man.
Yeah, even then, I think it's been a while since Dad was allowed to call.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, all right, now that we've thought about this out loud, I think Sizemore probably goes in 48 hours. Carter, they're going to clear some schedules and try to figure this out. They definitely don't want this to drag out to Easter. Biden is obviously very Catholic, right? So they're not going to drag this out to Easter. That's his whole shit. They got a bunch of stuff going on at the White House.
Oh, okay.
The problem is, if you allow Jimmy Carter to die Easter weekend, you run the risk of him resurrecting on Sunday.
Yeah.
Which, look, if we can get booze sold in the state of Georgia on Sunday, that'd be great. Because he didn't fucking change that law. I'll tell you that.
That's a state issue, bro.
Yeah, I don't think he had any, just because he was born there.
Oh, well, you know what? Yeah. He was governor, wasn't he?
He was governor.
Was he?
All right, there you go.
So he could have changed it then? Is that what you're saying?
Sure could have, but he fucked us. Yeah, even going to a game, like a Falcons game, because Falcons games, NFL are on Sunday. So there's a weird law. Like, they don't sell any booze anywhere on Sunday. And they put these, they lock the doors and put tape up over it and all this shit in Georgia.
Like beer or nothing?
Nothing.
There's not
the state of Georgia.
You can't have a drink at a restaurant in Georgia on Sunday.
Correct. And so they've they eventually passed a law where they're like, all right, well, it's got to be after Mass. And so, people fought for years and years and years. So they finally got it up to 1 o'clock, right? Well, the problem was going to, Falcons games as a kid, go with your dad and his buddies or whoever, the game's at 1. So the stadium would be empty at kickoff because every father in America was lined up for a beer. They just want one goddamn beer, but only at 1:01. I mean, literally, they had a clock up and they'd be like, 1:01, 1, and then it's just like, oh my gosh, Mass is out. Okay, no one cares.
Yeah,
no one cares. And then they finally kicked it back, I think, to nooner. And the only explanation for that was well, there's earlier masses now. And it's just like, no, dude, no. It's booze. Like, we're going to church and drinking booze in the church, all right? It's the blood of Christ and the wine and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, the Holy Spirit, man.
Yeah.
Give us some booze, brother. But, Jimmy fucked that one up. So maybe play one less song there of Georgia,
Right.
Just maybe... Just say, hey, you got 8. We'll play 8 in a row. We're not playing 9.
Right.
Take one down.
Pass it around.
Yeah. Do you have a nature nook by any chance today?
Oh yeah, we do.
Really?
Bob and I do.
All right. Let's party with it. Let's hear it. People want it. A little louder on that. Come on. People enjoy this.
Bob and Delco just bobbing their heads.
Grooving to a nice murder.
Grooving.
Man, that's great.
Bob,
Nature
mean,
Nook.
look, to be honest, Nature Nook is named by and brought to you partly by Bobathy.
Partly.
Yeah.
Partly.
I send her the stories and she,
pretends that it's me.
Digs through them
and he came up with the name because we know Bob is really great with alliteration and coming up with names like that, right? For shows and stuff.
Sort of. It was something else, and then I tweaked it slightly to kind of get it where it needed to be.
I absolutely said Nature Nook.
No,
I was Nature
sure,
Nook the
Bob?
entire fucking way.
Don't make the audience fact check this,
I
okay?
will fact
No,
check it.
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. It was him. It was Bob. And he always you'll think of just a little bit of a show idea, and he'll have the perfect rhyming or alliteration or whatever name.
So we were talking about Joel's. My favorite one I've ever done was we were talking about Joel living with Dan, and that was a sitcom. Months ago, we were talking about Joel just living with Brittany's kid, Kane.
Oh yeah.
And it was just they were living together in that house, I guess, and I wanted to call it Kane and Unable.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Or Kane and Disabled. Depends on what version you have of Joel.
Anyways, Bobathy.
What do we got for Nature Nook then?
So there's an invasive species in Florida. There's many invasive species in Florida, right?
We know of a couple, yeah.
In Jupiter?
It's like Dasher and Dancer.
Yeah. Alligators.
Right.
And,
you know the pythons. So there's a really underrated
snowbirds.
one. Yeah. The
Fair.
humans, the northern humans.
Yep.
There's a really underrated one that will absolutely murder your pets, and if you're unlucky enough, if it's big enough, your child, anything like that.
Oh, God.
And it doesn't get enough press.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
what is this?
I'm going to play the video of it.
Ugh.
This is just on somebody's window.
What is it?
It's a giant lizard kind of peeking in.
It's the size of a small dog, and this is not full grown. This is a monitor lizard. This is essentially extremely. Think of like a Komodo dragon.
Okay.
That's basically what this is.
And it's trying to get in the house because it's too goddamn hot there, right?
It's not poisonous, though.
Yes, it's venomous.
It is
venomous.
Its bite is venomous.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. My God, dude. Imagine waking up to that thing right outside your window.
This is not fully grown.
Holy
it is like the
shit.
creepiest part is it's moving around like a baby, kind of, but looks like, do you know what I mean? That's the creepiness of this. And it's not full grown. Let's see.
8 to 14-year-old boy will take care of that.
The what?
What do you mean? Punch it?
They're going to go out there and kill it with something. They're going to poke it with a stick, hit it with a shovel.
Yeah, but that first shot, though, has got to stun it. Yeah,
Unless
they're going to die.
Oh,
fuck. Is that a...
No, this is a bigger one. This is a 6-footer on somebody's back porch in Florida.
Okay.
Oh, no,
What's
dude.
it?
That's 6 feet. That's a fucking alligator, bro. I mean, that looks like an alligator tail. I mean, I know it's a lizard, obviously, but holy shit.
They're fast as fuck.
Are they really?
Their bite is venomous.
What's the top speed of one of those fucks?
You know, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. Yeah, this was a big story like a couple years ago. This one, the 6-footer, that was... I can't find the picture. I'll try to find it real quick. It essentially was like up on the glass like that other lizard, and right inside the glass was like their toddler.
Oh, God.
And it was just I want to eat that toddler.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, just to give you some perspective on these, here's another video of it.
All right. Let's see this thing. Jesus Christ, man. I think it's frightening.
Yeah, and so
it's so much even worse than an alligator. I don't know why. It just is.
And it looks really full. Like it's just got a full belly, and I don't really know why.
What's going on here, Bob?
Yeah, what's happening?
Let's just wander out. Now, I want to show you. I want to show you a case in which monitor lizards took down a human being.
Okay.
Please.
Let
me just open this. Now, this was in a little while back.
Do you try to punch this thing, Bob? Like, how do you get this thing off?
It will. I mean, its bite will fuck you up. Like, it's like one of those things. It's not like alligator with like big.
It was his
jagged.
Pet.
He had a. So this guy lived in.
This is where we get into nature, not world.
This guy was just living with a bunch of free-range 6-foot monitor lizards.
No,
holy
you can't do that.
Shit.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
According to his neighbor, Ronald Huff, he was 42. He let these animals just run around his house. He also kept his apartment at 80 degrees to keep them comfortable.
Yeah, you have to.
He raised Madagascar hissing cockroaches, which are like 3-4 inch cockroaches, to feed to the lizards.
Beautiful. Got to do that too.
Now,
wait, read what happened to him.
Well, yeah. So Ronald Huff, 42, had his face, hands, and stomach organs devoured by 7 6-foot-long Nile monitor lizards that he let roam free in his flat.
Yep. His house.
What happened was he was bitten by one of them. The bite became infected, and he died. Now, a neighbor surmised they found him up against his door, leaning up against his door. It was still 80 degrees in the apartment, but what happened was they figured that was the door was cool from the outside air, and the bite had infected him and given him a high fever. So he was leaning against the door to cool off.
Okay.
So
However,
even in death, he was still concerned about the lizards.
No, I think he got bit and it got infected, right?
Yes.
And so then he's just like kind of fucking sick and...
Sure, trying to sleep it off.
And so he's leaning against the door like this is the only cool place, right?
Yeah.
And then...
Kind of like when you throw up.
And then they all just what?
Well, so here's one of his lizards covered in his blood.
Oh, look at that. Let's see it.
Perfect.
Holy shit, that's a lot of blood.
Then what happened is he died, and the monitor lizards were like, well, there's no cockroaches around, so I guess we'll start eating this motherfucker.
Eating him. Okay,
so
okay.
They ate his face off, ate his stomach out, ate his hands off. The neighbor came in and found it, and I guess drew what you could call a police sketch of it. I'll show it for you here.
No way. I thought this was a Dilbert cartoon, and...
The neighbor drew this?
The neighbor drew this. This is what the neighbor found.
That is detailed. Holy shit,
You notice the
dude.
hands are gone.
Hands are gone.
Hands are gone.
Blood.
Yeah, zoom in on that face.
Yeah.
Blood. Face is gone, too.
Wow.
Very Two-Face-like.
Damn it, man.
Right? Just blood, pools of blood.
Yeah.
And the lizards are still circling, too, like when he came in and found him.
Yeah.
Well, they want to protect their meat for later.
Well, you have to, right?
As a lizard.
As a lizard, because you're not going to have anything to snack on for a while.
Could you go back up, Bob, real quick?
Terrifying.
What do we think? No, keep going.
What do we think of the artist who drew this?
These medals are for?
Oh, yeah. And then also that tapestry hanging, like we know exactly what that actually is, right?
Yep,
like
we know those people.
You see them on the side of the road, those blankets.
Navajo Indians are selling them and shit.
No, they're
out of the back of a U-Haul.
Yeah.
I know those. And then there's the cross there right by the door, over the door. Is that what that is for?
Yeah, crucifix over the door.
Yeah, you got to do that, obviously.
Didn't seem to protect any. I mean, maybe that was keeping the monitor lizards in. They couldn't cross the threshold while the crucifix was. Maybe
God didn't help him underneath that. Or maybe that's why he was against the door, was to be underneath the cross. And I'm not real sure there. But can I compliment the artist here on this death drawing?
It's really good.
This is one of the best death drawings I've ever seen, like if not the only one I've ever seen.
Right.
So.
But you really feel he didn't have a phone, a camera, or anything.
Show that one more time. So there was a lizard there. Like, is this off memory? Or is this...
Yeah, it's off memory.
But it's so detailed. I mean, again, go to the awards over the shelf.
I'm sure the neighbor found it and was just like, like ran out.
But there's hangers. There's a dish of some sort that he did at a Build-A-Bear thing.
You're going to remember this.
Right.
Not
like
that
this
detailed.
Is going to be like imprinted.
There's also some weed up there that's loose.
Okay.
Yeah, about to be hand rolled. That's Giorgio's speed. So
yeah, I'm definitely liking it. It's probably a spliff. He seems like a spliff guy.
Yes, easily. He's probably blowing it into the lizards all day to chill them out.
This is fucking terrifying.
This is.
I want lizards.
A nightmare, a sexual nightmare.
Ugh. Just the monitor lizard alone is just like a weird animal, right? That's like lizard head, alligator body, venomous like a snake. Very
look
strange.
at that thing just staring at you too. It's just staring you down. Because a gator can't pop his head up like that.
Yeah, like it's the smaller like snake head too that makes it.
It's like a raptor head.
It's like a little fucking alien. Man. Holy shit.
Just holding that fish.
Like I don't even feel. Is it bad that I don't feel that bad for people who die like that.
So that's like when I say we're getting into Nature Nook thing is that's sort of the whole idea behind Nature Nook is like, look, if you own
one of these things,
monitor lizards and let them roam free in your house.
And by the way,
not that you deserve like sorry buddy, but that's it. That's what's going to happen.
Sure.
If you ever think that they're going to be predictable, right?
They're not predictable.
Trainable, nice, all of that. Like you are an idiot and you're going to die.
Here's a monitor lizard in Florida attacking someone's dog.
It's a nice dog too. That's an expensive dog.
But you want to know how these
monitor
lizards...
It's not a rescue dog.
You want to know how they got to Florida?
The monitor lizard? How?
They're not native. They're invasive, like I said. How? A bunch of rednecks or fucking creepy people with tattoos and too many piercings or meth addicts or whatever were like, dude, it'd be sick to own a monitor lizard. And then like got it shipped to Florida. And then we're like, it sucks owning this monitor lizard and just let it out.
And they chucked it. Yeah, that happens a lot there actually.
Pythons.
Yep, pythons, gators, like baby gators is big too. And they'll chuck it out in the forest and like, boom.
Ross, that's actually how these pythons got loose.
Like, fuck these people.
Is it?
Like,
pythons, brother.
Like those people are the problem. Oh, it'd be cool to fucking.
They shouldn't be doing that shit, you know? Otherwise, people are going to get eaten. You're going to lose a dog here and there.
And look, like this thing, it's going to bite this fucking dog. Probably did bite this fucking dog.
Yeah.
And again, it's venomous.
Yeah.
So it's venomous. Not just a bite you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Ah, boy. Well, it was a good one. Either way, I want to say I'm proud of you guys for this Nature Nook this week. It was a really good one, and I enjoyed it. I want to ask you a question here. So it's getting a little warm. I'm going to shave the stash. We'll save it. We'll bring it back out in the winter, obviously. There was a few requests from the audience before I shaved it, and I want to ask you if it's possible here, okay? They want me to go Hulk Hogan with it. And can you dye it that? Bring up a picture of Hulk Hogan. I just want to know, can you do this specific color? Because the way he did it was yellow back in the day. And it wasn't like a blonde, like a true blonde. It was a fucking yellow. Could you do this with a mustache, or do you have to strip it? Do you have to strip the hair? Like when you dyed Delca's, did you have to strip his hair?
No, I bleached it.
Oh, you bleached it. Okay. Can you bleach a mustache, though?
Yes.
Okay.
It just.
So let's show Jesse.
color.
Yeah, it's a perfect one, Bob. That one. Pop that up here. Can you do this? If so, yeah.
It's low res. It's low res.
Okay.
But if so, I'll go Hogan for a week.
This
just
is what
try
you
it
want.
out. That's it. Yes.
I mean, yeah, you're going to have to Fu Manchu it, though. You're going to have to grow it down. Can you grow it down?
That would take too long. Yes, I can, but that would take too long. It would take too long. I don't have that kind of time. I mean, shit.
You can start now.
No, dude, no. There's meetings and shit like at the.
That's fair.
No.
Yeah, you got people to.
Yeah.
The
Look like
Daytona
this.
500 was a fun, flirty
Yeah,
thing with
you
Dale
can.
Jr., you know? But, like, this is, yeah, I'm starting to get into real life. I want to, but can you do that? And how long would that take you to do?
It depends. We'll have to, like,
Pop it back up one more time.
bleach it and probably tone it because beard hair, coarse hair like that.
Very coarse, yeah.
Will go, like, orange.
Oh, will it? Okay.
And you have to tone it
Like
to
an
that.
So how much work was he putting into this goddamn thing?
You have to stuff your nose too, because the chemicals will just seep up your nose. So you're just got like tampons up there and just like a burning upper lip from the.
Really? Have you
cheek.
done it? You speak from experience.
I've dabbled in circles.
What the fuck does that mean? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? I've dabbled in circles.
What he means is it's not as cool to say I dated a hairdresser. It's way cooler to be vague and like I've dabbled in circles.
Just
we
say,
all know.
hey man, I was fucking a hairdresser and we gave it a
couple,
go. Yeah.
probably, right?
Yeah.
In your day?
Come on, like who else lives in a college town in their late 20s, still wants to drink and smoke
Thank
cigs
you.
on the weekends?
Fucking hairstylist,
Yeah, they sure
Disposable
do.
income.
cosmetologist.
Is it disposable or
It's
should they
fast
be
cash.
saving it? Yeah, but they should be saving it. It's not.
Yeah, but
really
you could just
It's like
make
Tom
it again
Sizemore
tomorrow.
disposable income.
Yeah. You make it again tomorrow. Somebody always wants their fucking hair done
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
or their beard dyed.
Have you ever dyed? Have you dyed a beard?
No, but you can do it.
Or
All right.
beehole wax.
What's the time I'm looking at? Because if not, I'll just shave it off. Like I don't want to get into like hours of a situation for this.
Oh, I mean,
Is it hours to dye a fucking mustache?
No, I mean I can throw a 30 on there and see what happens.
Let's do that, and then if it sucks, I'll just shave it. Who cares?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, will you grab some after the show and we'll do it?
I have it.
Oh, you do?
I think I just need a 30 developer, but yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll do that, and we'll try to go like Hogan for the peeps.
Yeah.
Out there, I think it'd be hilarious. No word on that biopic, by the way, either. I know Hemsworth was supposed to do it with Todd Phillips, but he's shooting another movie, and like, man, he was fucking bulking up for that bullshit. Look up the Hulk Hogan biopic for Netflix.
So here's what happened: is they called me to play Randy, and I turned him down. So the production's on hold.
Yeah. Is that's what it was?
Yeah, they wanted me for the Macho Man, and I was just like, I don't know if I got time for this right now.
He was dabbling in circles.
I've lost Jessie. She was on my team, and now she's just like,
I was dabbling in circles on that Hogan
dabbled
biopic.
in circles. Shut the fuck up.
In June of this past year, so about 7 months ago, Hemsworth said that the movie was a while away. It's sort of in the development stage.
Oh, because he was working out like aggressively for it, so I just I thought it was for that. Because it looked like he was on a ton of steroids. Not that he's not always, but the cycle you and I saw when he was getting ready for it, or what we thought was getting ready for it, was intense. Where it was just like, holy shit, it's not even a real person anymore. It's just a goddamn horse.
Yeah, but like to play Hulk.
Yeah,
To play Mr. Kogan.
Sure.
You've got to be freakishly, right? Big. You can't be just like, you can't just work out. You have to be like way over the top.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Somebody's saying, oh, I'd have to dye the hair too, like Hogan. Dye it blonde. That'd be funny, but it's just so much work. That I've done before for Range 15, and man, I was there for like 4 hours.
you can just wear the headband cover.
It was a
there you
long
go.
period of time, yeah. I'm not looking to get into that. If it's quick, let's do it, and we'll just see what it's like. And then if I like it blonde, I'll just leave it for a little bit,
Okay.
If it's cool looking,
Yeah.
we'll give it a goesies. Like, that's fine.
I mean, you have to leave it long enough for the roots to come. You know what I mean?
Right,
So it'll
right.
be like what?
Part of the bit.
Couple days.
Couple days, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Part of the bit. And I'm like, that I'd be fine with. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's blonde it up. Let's go Hogan with it and see what it really looks like. Brother. And then we'll pop
You're
that
gonna
on
have
the
to go
show.
lower with the brother, though.
Brother.
There we go.
There you go.
Hey, brother.
There you go.
You don't have to send me any more videos of Hogan's hangout down at Clearwater Beach. I know, because I've been talking about it on the show forever, but it's like, man, the things you talk about, he's doing it. I was like, no, he's always been doing it. I'm just amped about it, and I want Hard AF Seltzer in his bar.
Yeah.
I want it in Hogan's hangout down there in Clearwater Beach, and I'll go down and sing karaoke with him. And if Jimmy Carter dies on the day that I'm there, I'll go up and sing Georgia, you know? What? For Jimmy. I will do it for Jimmy.
All things that nobody asked for, you'll do.
The people are asking for.
I'll do all the things that nobody...
Yeah, they're asking. Everybody's asking for that.
Are they?
Well, wait till he dies. Then you're going to want to hear it. I guarantee you're going to hear that song over and over again.
And Ross wants to be ready to be the first one out with it.
Well, not that. But I'm George's boy, George's lost son, in a way. So yeah, the people want to hear from me.
Prodigal son.
Yeah, kind of like when the Stop Asian Hate thing was going around for about 18 minutes, and then they found the most famous Asian man in Georgia, and it was our kicker for the Falcons. And we're like, hey, can you go out and talk about this? And he was like, do people know who I am? And I was like, not really, but.
Remember that guy who played the position that you still don't know?
Yeah, it's Koo or Kim or something is his last name.
That's racist.
No, it's not. It really is his last name. You can look it up. But don't really care because, you know, it's not like he's one of the greats. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you know. Speaking of one of the greats, Tom Brady Bunch, might do this Netflix thing where he's going to get roasted on Netflix and he's going to delay this deal. Do we chat about that on air or before we got on here?
Before.
Okay, so is that real that he wants to dabble in this shit? Like, because this just seems sad.
His
at this
ego
point.
is so big he thinks he can do anything.
That's not true, right?
He's lived in this other world.
Like, very, very hard.
Tom Brady thinks he can do stand-up.
There's no way.
There's no way.
But they are, I can confirm on the Hollywood side, they are trying to back up the truck to do this special for him for a roast, like on Comedy Central. And I think I would watch that because it'd be funny. I mean, there's so much material now with Giselle.
Oh my
I just don't know why he would want to do it.
I think it's the only way, right?
For what?
To get on the other side of whatever all of the memes and the Giselle stuff and whatever. You do a roast, you get it all out, and then you move on.
But like Kobe or Jordan or any of those guys, they never did a roast, you know? It was just, well, I mean, Kobe did on accident, but nailed it. But the rest of it, like, you never did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were just the best there was, and then you left. Joe Montana, like, I don't know. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him in that light.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to see the greats in that light. I don't want to see a cheesy roast where it's just, you know, some shitbag comedian trying to make a name for
But we've already
themselves.
seen him in weird lights, right? With like the Giselle thing, the open mouth kisses, the like, you know, retiring, not retiring, whatever. Like we've already seen that. And so he needs to either be like, I see it too, or you may kind of always think that about him.
But if you just went away for a little bit, right? Just took a
But he's
year-long
not. He's
vacation.
going right
I
to-
understand. No,
Okay.
he pushed the Fox deal a year. So that is true. He did push that deal 1 year.
Okay.
To do what within that year? I thought it was just going to vacation and hang out with his kids. Apparently that's not the case.
No. He does not want to do that.
My God, man. Get your shit together, bro. Stand-up comedy ain't it, friend. But, because then he's going to get together with Gronk, and that's bad too, because people keep telling him that, you know, he's great, and they're doing movies and stuff. What? I just mean on all the comedy things where you're like,
no.
Yeah. I mean,
No.
you're funny for an athlete. Like, you know, I eventually had to sit Jared down and just say, hey, dude, with the music, he's like, I got this new album. And I was like, no, and it's great for like being in the military, but we're not actually putting out a fucking album that, you know, fans are going to flock to anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that anymore. So why would you do that if you're Tom Brady? I don't want to see that, man.
Sorry.
What's that? That's fine. I don't want to see that fucking movie, dude. Or I don't want to see the Netflix thing.
The roast?
I don't want to see it.
Okay.
I don't want to see the greats go through it. It's more or less for like the peons, you know? Like, who do they do? Ann Coulter? Things like that, where you're like, all right, great. Like, let's see that. Let's get like ruthless with it. I don't want to see Tom Brady up there.
Right.
Just go and live off the memories. You know what I'm saying? I heard the 80 for Brady movie did relatively well, though. So Who knows?
They want all those people to then go to a theater near you to see him as well.
No, it's going to be on Netflix, so you'll be able to watch it in your living room. But maybe, who knows? Maybe it's live, because I know that's the next thing.
I like that.
They're doing Chris Rock's new stand-up special is going to be live, so on Netflix. So when you get there, There's going to be a pre-show and an after-show, and it's going to start at that time, and you're going to watch it live. And I think, truthfully, that's probably the smartest way to start bringing in new subscribers again, is start doing more live shit.
Louis was really good.
No.
Was it?
Yep.
Did he do it live on Netflix?
No, it was live on his own, but yeah, it was from Madison Square Garden.
So what do you do for that? Do you have to tune in to his website?
Yeah.
Okay. And then everybody watches live, and then that's it. You go home. Yeah, look, for Netflix, sure. I think that'd be like, I'm going to watch it, whatever that is, whatever time that is. Like, oh shit, Chris Rock is on tonight. You know?
And not to interrupt you guys, but I think I found my new place in Austin.
Where's that at?
It's 309 square feet for $265,000.
Beautiful.
Wow.
What, is it a condo?
Whereabouts?
Red River.
Okay. Is it a condo?
Okay.
It looks like a room.
On
And you're buying just the room in that house for $300,000?
I don't know. I searched by the smallest square footage available in Austin.
Huh.
To buy.
To buy, right? Like you're gonna own.
It's in my price range.
Okay.
But this is clearly outside it.
I have a friend that's just recently been scooping up Western Texas land.
I know some people like that.
If you can do it, then
but
do
for
it.
Like really shitty cheap land.
Yes. That's been going on for a while.
I don't know if that's the best move.
I don't either. And I looked at one of them.
It was.
I looked at one of them. I think you were gone.
He's really gonna be sitting on a.
I think you were gone, and I was trying to get one of the. Yeah,
you got to buy the mineral rights. Though.
Yes, you do. And one of the kids, I think it was Jagger, was younger, and I was trying to get him to sleep, and I was like, if I can put him in the car and just drive somewhere. So I went out. It was about an hour from here, and looked at some of those properties. I mean, you're in the middle of nowhere, but you do own a shit ton of land where you're just like, man, it's beautiful out here. And if you had the money, I just don't know how you get to like a grocery store or anything, because they're not building that shit anytime soon.
And then if you build a house, like.
Oh, he's also never seen the land.
Never seen it.
No, he's just buying land.
I understand that too. So Ted Turner does that, and so does Bill Gates.
Yeah, but this guy's just like an ad sales guy.
And
just
he's
a
like,
normie.
this is it.
Yeah.
And then when it's time to actually sell it or do anything with it, I mean, the infrastructure that you have to do.
Well, if you take just here, for example, right? We're in the outskirts. We're right on the border, like one street over of like Dripping Springs in Austin, right? When I looked up the original price of this lot that we own, with both buildings on it, and what it sold for, 25 years later, because I think the guy bought it 95, 96 when we bought it off of him. I mean, dude, at the time when I talked to him, he was just like, dude, there was not. I mean, he goes, there was, I think, one stoplight out here, and he goes, if you would have ever told me it would go for 20 times more, and I was like, oh shit, maybe you're right. Who knows?
But just land.
Like he's spending like $4,000 on land.
It's not. I don't think that's a crazy investment. Then, like, if you're going to take a gamble on
shit, but the return is either going to be like so far away.
Such a long-term play.
Yeah.
My God.
Do you own something at least like mildly useful? Like, what do you do? It's not cryptocurrency. Like, it's a physical fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's like desert.
You're right, but like, can you borrow money on it? Like, what if nobody ever buys it? Like,
yeah, it's a whole thing for sure. But yeah, look, if you have it and you can do it, that's worth a shot. I would rather have land than crypto or something like that. So yeah, that'd be a weird fun thing. But if you drive out to actually see it,
it's something me and Giorgio considered when we passed through every shitty town on our way to Phoenix.
Yes,
right,
yep.
like. But you're thinking of maybe like a shitty house on some land or something where at least
shacks.
They're
not even houses.
Yeah.
Right, but at least there's something there.
Some of these that I looked at, they didn't even have any form of shack on there. I mean, it was just land. And to Delco's points, it did remind me of kind of the desert where all the trees were super dry, and you were just like, oh, we're like one step away from the desert out
like,
here.
what's the goal? I guess you hope they find oil under your land.
And that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Where I was just like, all right, why are people doing this? or for the future where you're just stashing it away and hope everything builds out and just keeps growing. And then you're good to go and you own all this land. In Georgia, there was a few places that, as a kid, had nothing, and then now it's a booming city. Worth a shot, I guess, over crypto or something dumb, you know? Like, I'd rather own land.
Yeah, for sure.
Deed. You got a property, you got deeds and stuff, you know?
Yeah,
Put the deeds in my will to little Jimmy.
Like deed.
Yeah.
Have the deed be like in a scroll type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about the one that I found when my grandfather passed away?
No.
I found a deed. It was an old-timey deed and it was framed. And I didn't know, because what had happened was he had passed away and then my father had passed away a couple years later, and I didn't know if he'd gotten to it or whatever. And I was like, oh man, so you get an estate attorney and then you take it in and you give him all the stuff and you're like, hey, will you figure it the fuck out and see if any of this is worth money or not worth money or however that goes, right? Mm-hmm. And they were like, great, what do you got there? And I go, I got this deed and it's super old-timey and it's in a frame. And it was in, I think it was from like Louisville, Kentucky or something like that. And it was, the way it was written was like an old Southerner, right? And I was like, oh shit, dude. This might be worth something. Like, it looks like it might be from the 1800s.
Was it like a barrel of Jack Daniels that you like owned now?
Yep,
like,
sure was. It was a little barrel of Jack Daniels that I was the owner of in a cask, and that's where it was stored on this property, this land.
No, I think it was like a promotional thing that Jack Daniels was doing.
No, there was an actual barrel there. Yes, it was at one point. But like you bought it and you could buy it and gift it for somebody, whatever, right?
Right.
So, but it was back, I guess, in like the 70s or 80s or whatever. And so I called I'm talking to the estate attorney and I was like, hey, did you ever figure out that old-timey deed from Kentucky? And it was just like...
This is a bad story for you.
It was. Because I thought I was going to get a shit ton of money, and I was like, dude, Louisville's massive now. This looks like it's from the 1800s. I might own grocery stores or something. They don't even know that this is my land that they're on, and they're building malls on. And nope, it just turned out to be one little thing of Jack Daniels.
You like take those pictures at Disneyland with like Most Wanted, and you're like, hey... I found him. They're like, no, that was just
and I felt like such an asshole on the phone with the estate attorney. I was like, hey,
that's ridiculous
I'm
what
really
you just told me.
Well, and it gets worse too. She was like, and this was like a lot of work to do, and you're getting billed for that. And I was like, fuck, man.
It's ridiculous.
Just write on the back of it that this is a joke or something, or put
There had to be something on there that you didn't read or you didn't
Well, I had to turn it in. I didn't know. I didn't know any better. But
that's ridiculous, and you should be embarrassed.
They did say that if you want to drive up there and turn it in and get your free thing of whiskey or whatever it was, like you can do it. And I was like, where is it? Louisville? Yeah, I have no time to go. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I can't go there and do this. But I thought it was big shit, dude. I thought I was gonna change lives. I thought I was a little Vanderbilt. I thought I was gonna have oil all over my hands, and I was gonna be a baron with my old-timey deed. And instead, it was just some aged fucking $80 thing of whiskey. So
I'm just so embarrassed for you.
Thanks, Jesse. Thanks. But
got a plot of land here, $4,000, 5 acres in Van Horn, Texas.
Oh, you don't say.
Van
I've never heard
Horn.
Of it. Pop it up on screen. Let's see what Van Horn looks like here for the people here.
You got 5 acres in Green Valley Acres, south of Van Horn, Texas, between the Van Horn Mountains and Wiley Mountains in southern Culberson County.
Look, you're not far from the border or El Paso. You're
perfect.
Van Horn's on I-10, so you might
come on down.
This is cool. You're gonna be a big human trafficking site.
Maybe work out a deal with the cartel.
Not maybe. I think they're gonna show up and offer you a deal.
Okay.
You don't really get a choice in the matter.
Yeah. Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Yeah. There's a guy in the chat here, Corey Schrades. Says, I swear Ross comes off so unintelligent most of the time. Yeah, I never claimed to be smart, hombre.
Crazy, huh?
I never claimed to be smart.
Just good-looking, talented, have an amazing business savvy.
I've got different gifts. It's
Jessica said earlier.
There's a little belief though that I want to have, where it's like I might have found the old-timey deed.
You were watching a lot of. What was that, Antique Roadshow or something at the time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. You never know.
No, it wasn't Antique Roadshow. What was the one in the
Pickers?
No, the fucking sheds where you open up the shed.
Oh, the
Storage Wars.
Yeah,
That's
Storage
it.
Wars.
Yeah, Storage Wars.
Money won is always better than money earned, but money found is even better.
It is. And when you find something that you're just like,
100%.
holy shit, this is rad, because it has happened. And I think that's the whole, fuck, man, we're going to get deep into my life. I think that's the problem with it is I found all those Civil War relics as a kid, right? Mm-hmm. When I'd go out fucking, what do you call those? The metal detectors and all that shit with my dad. So we did that, and you found it, and you were like, oh, my God. And it was worth money, and you did have things like that.
Did you get money from that?
I did. And then baseball cards, had some money from. Mm-hmm. There was some like left in an attic somewhere, and it was just like, holy shit. And then coins. Part of the other thing with my grandfather was these old, like, weird coins that were stashed away. And they were buffalo nickels, Bob?
Yep, buffalo nickels.
Yep.
They had it's a 5-cent piece with the buffalo on the back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go to, there was only one place in New York that would cash it, and you had to walk up like 7 flights of stairs and go into this office, and they kind of examined all of it with a magnifying glass and stuff, and then they gave you a price, and you were like, oh, shit. All right, cool. That's a thing. So it's happened. It's just, I get fooled into an old-timey deed for Jack Daniels. What? James?
Yeah, no, I know. No,
it happens, okay? Mm-hmm. But on the flip side of that, if I don't give that deed up, then I don't know the answer. I don't know.
There was no way to find out the answer on that paper.
I tried.
Had to be somewhere.
I tried.
Had to say something about Jack Daniels on there.
I tried. And it just looks so official. It just looks so damn official,
I wish I could see it, because I bet it's plain as day that it's Jack Daniels.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
You have it?
I don't know where it's at. It exists somewhere. And if we find it, I'll bring it on the show and we'll do it. But yeah, it looked official, Jesse. And so, you can kind of fuck off on this one. I almost changed our lives with this deed. Mm-hmm. All right? This old-timey deed almost changed our lives. Mm-hmm. Okay? You'd be doing a cooking show if so, right now. So do you want to make fun, or do you want to live in the fact that I almost made that happen for you? You want an outdoor pizza oven that's like 60 grand.
She can do that at any time she wants.
Yeah.
Not an outdoor pizza oven. She couldn't do the 60 grand one unless I had the old-timey deed.
We got a $600 one. We'd start.
The old-timey deed.
The old-timey deed could have paid for that $60,000 pizza kitchen out back that we would use once every 6 months.
I would love for you guys to have that.
I know. Somebody's building one for somebody, for a friend of ours right now. And I was like, oh, shit. And I was like, how much is it? And they were like, no lie, they were like $40K. And I was like, oh God damn it. Who's got $40K to drop on a pizza kitchen? Unless you're having pizza every goddamn night.
Yeah, and then we can't do that either. So it's kind of like,
No.
Yeah.
Because even when we went to that place from Netflix in Arizona, that Bianco's place, what did we order? We each ordered...
We ordered like 7 pizzas.
7 pizzas, right?
Everything on the menu.
Because they only give you, one order or something like that? I mean, there was a bunch of us, but I felt so full after that for days that I was like, I couldn't eat pizza every goddamn night like this.
No crust either.
Yeah, and you didn't even have crust.
I had a few bites of the crust.
No, we ate all your crust.
You did later, but I had a couple bites where I was like, all right, this is really great crust.
It was crazy.
It was so
absolutely absurd how you, Dan, and Giorgio just left so many crusts.
Like
I wanted to taste the other pizza and not fill up on the crust. You guys
but
ordered
the
like
whole
40.
point is the crust.
It's not. It's the pizza. It's what's inside.
I'll give you an in-between take here.
Okay.
You eat the crust, certainly, but you leave the crust, go to you eat up to the crust, go to your next slice, eat up to the crust. Then if you enjoy the crust, if you have any room left to enjoy the crust. That's how I eat the pizza.
So your hot take?
Yeah.
Seems pretty normal.
No.
Most basic take of all.
I don't know.
Hey guys, listen up. I've got an idea. Don't eat the crust. If you want to later, do it.
I don't know. It's crazy.
I don't know,
I've
Bob.
also
Now you're
seen-
being crazy, bud.
I've seen chicken wings that Ross that he's eaten,
Yep.
and there's just so much meat.
Oh,
on the
you'll
bone.
leave so much.
I don't suck them down like that. I don't do the
But
thing
you'll leave
where...
like full pieces, like of like crispy and.
So in a wing, there's some things that'll jut out, and it's some piece of fat that's still on the wing, and it's like I'm not sucking that off either, bro. There's 10 more wings that I'm gonna to get through, eat all the good stuff, and then kick that back later. You know, I'm not eating the fat I'm not sucking on the bone of a steak. Watching Delco fight with a butter knife at an Airbnb over that steak that Holloway made that night was painful for me.
What happened?
He said that he just kept claiming there was still more meat on this bone, and it was like, and the steak was like the old 96. It was huge, plenty of meat there. He didn't have to leave it. He said, "We can't just leave it." And I was like, "We absolutely can. Okay, unless there's a dog here that could gnaw on the back of this bone, it's not for humans."
We left an entire tomahawk in the fridge.
Sure did. We had to go, and we couldn't bring it on the plane. They don't let you take tomahawk steaks on the plane. What were we supposed to do?
I really thought you guys took that.
No.
Fuck.
No. And I didn't buy it. Look, I didn't buy it. You should have just cooked it.
Yeah,
I would have
brought it home.
now that wasn't mine, but I would have eaten in the Uber on the way to the airport at 9 a.m. or fucking 8 a.m. or whatever it was. I'd gnaw on a tomahawk at 8 a.m. for sure, and not let that go to waste.
Right.
I mean,
right.
I'm with you on that one.
I think we drove a cooler back.
Yeah, they could have taken it.
Oh, did you really? Yeah, then you should have taken it. You should have taken it home.
Yeah, we
I
really
think it was
failed. Really
expensive.
failed on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holloway will go all out for expensive meats, and I don't mind that. You know,
That's his vice.
it is. Well, that and drugs.
Yeah.
You know, very expensive vices that he's got. But,
Yeah, yeah.
A nice tomahawk, though. He'll bring those over, and you're like, God damn, who brought the tomahawk? All right, man, way to go. Help yourself to anything that's there. You know what I'm saying? And it's a nice thing, and I like it. Fun show, Jabes. Fun show. Jimmy Carter versus Tom Sizemore. Who you got?
Dying first?
Yep. Final answer.
Sizemore.
All right.
Dying first.
Delco?
Yeah, Jimmy's not dying.
No.
Yeah,
He's like
they're
never
scheduling
going
Jimmy's.
to die.
They're scheduling Jimmy's.
I don't know.
I'm with you. I think
I don't think he's
Sizemore's
ever-
gone by the weekend.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy, they're going to schedule him in to die when they need it up at the White House. Bobby, who you got?
Tom Sizemore is dying first. Tom Sizemore
Yeah.
might have been dead for years.
Well, so is Jimmy
Yeah.
Carter. A lot of people would argue.
Yeah, we actually don't know if Sizemore is still alive right now.
Yeah, not sure. Giorgio, who you got? Big drug user. You guys are on the same seas. You think he sticks around for a little bit?
Yeah, the drugs actually keep you alive until you get off them.
Okay.
I've always said that.
Yeah,
When
I know.
if you stay on them,
No, I know. And I was
you're Keith Richards, right?
and
you get off of them.
Man, I was just thinking about
You're
this too
Sizemore.
with that Amy Winehouse biopic that's coming out. Because you know she went sober, fucking
Unless
clean.
it's
clean sober for 4 months and then drank an entire bottle of Jack Daniels and had a heart attack and died.
Right, unless it's alcohol. Alcohol, I think, will if your vice is like, you're alcoholic, you drink like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That will take you down in a couple different ways. Whereas if you have your drug level
Yeah.
perfectly figured out, right? Maybe every once in a while you fuck up, but you are better on them than off them.
For sure.
And your family doesn't want you to
Yeah.
do heroin anymore. It's like, guess what?
Yeah.
You're killing me.
It's true. Because even Keith Richards, I believe he's 78 years old now. Fact check me on that, Bob. But I believe he's 78. And did I say I saw a friend of mine at his house? And I was like, yo, what the fuck?
79.
79.
At whose house?
Damn it, at Keith Richards' house. He's got this place in like the Bahamas, I think he said. And his daughter and a bunch of family members just kind of live there and party there, and he just gives out keys to everybody, and you just go there, right? I was like, what the fuck were you doing there? And he goes, we were doing this documentary, and we needed an interview clip from him. And it was a sequel to this other movie he did, and I was like, oh shit, I remember that. And I go, did you call him? And he said yes, and he goes, yes, but the stipulation was we all had to fly down there and then shoot it at his house and then leave. And we had like an hour to do it. And I was like, what was it like within that hour? And he goes, oh, it was great. And then he just invited us to party afterwards. So we kind of pushed our flights and did the whole thing. And I was like, now when you say party, are we talking party or are we talking party? And he goes, oh, yeah, we were doing drugs.
Yep.
I was like, fuck. Still, at 79, you know? Shit. Man. So maybe it is the key. Maybe.
I mean, I think with some people it is.
I know. Damn it, man. But it was impressive. I was like, holy shit. It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, kids. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. I'm tired of saying it. I am. Just do it. Just do it. All right? 10,000 reviews. I stop saying it forever for the rest of my life, okay? How many years do you think we'll do this show, Japes?
How many more?
Yeah.
Once Sizemore's dead, I can't do it anymore.
You're out of here?
I won't do the show if Sizemore is not alive.
I secretly hope when Carter dies, we're on Patreon so we can play Georgia throughout the entire episode underneath it.
We'll do it.
We have to.
Over under the show is going on when Jack's in high school.
What is he? He's about to turn 9? Yes.
You should know.
Yes.
No, I know, but
no.
saying,
I'm thinking of the years added to that of like, all right.
I'm thinking about how old I'm going to be.
Let's see.
No.
So, yeah, dude. Really? You don't think so?
Sure.
6 years.
Yeah, I could do it.
Okay. Yeah. I think that, yeah. I don't really have a desire to quit doing podcasts at all.
No.
I don't give a fuck how much the booze, like, hopefully we can sell the seltzer company and that'd be a dream. But I like doing podcasts every day. Like I like doing all this shit. It's a blast. So I don't really know what else I would do.
If you have an altar, preach.
Because somebody else, it was Holloway. He was like, hey, dude, what about movies and all that other stuff? And I was like, man, to get somebody to watch a movie these days anywhere, it's just so fucking hard. Even if it's free. They're like, hey, will you watch a movie on this streaming platform or whatever? It's just so hard. And I'm like, I don't want to put in all that work anymore and then nobody watch the movies because they're like, is there anything shorter, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I would still want to do podcasts, though, I think.
Yeah.
Sure. I would say 80%. Giorgio?
Good odds.
So if there was odds on my bookie, yeah, dude.
Drinking Bros, double your deposit.
Yeah, exactly. I would say 80%. We're probably still doing this in 6 years. I hope, unless they cut the cord. You know, I come in one day and talk about conspiracies and shit, and then they pull all of it.
Not once we solidify this pirate radio.
I hope so. That's a world, though, that I don't know about, so you're going to have to do it. And for the rest of you guys, we have been talking about, like, an app and some other things. It's just so fucking expensive. The best route when we talked to everybody in the meeting last week was doing a website. Because you can still watch it on your phone. You just have to go to the URL instead of the app itself. And then you could store all that stuff and still watch it live. In case everything got clipped. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Even Patreon?
Well, Patreon's back end is YouTube for one, Vimeo for another. But you know who's got the rad setup, and I hate to say it, is Infowars. Infowars.com. He's mastered it over there. Because they're running how many productions a day out of that fucking thing, and it's all day long. So, yeah, it would be something like that, and the quality's great. I mean, really fucking good. So, yeah, we're looking into that. But app wise, we've not figured out how to go live on it. Is the problem there? We could get all the episodes to live, but not go live. Probably.
Okay, well, let's end the show and then we can talk about business stuff.
It's not that. It's for the listeners. So we had actually talked about this in the chat.
Oh, okay.
And everybody was like, hey, because a lot of people want to get off Facebook too, and they want to go to a messenger platform because you're not seeing this anymore. So we got a thing, and I'll pop it up on Drinkin' Bros. Even for our Drinkin' Bros podcast Facebook page, we got a thing from one of our listeners who was like, hey, dude, do you know what happens when you try to press like or subscribe to your... It's a free Facebook page ad. It pops up with a warning now that it says, are you sure you want to do this? These people have been known to post falsehoods or something like that. And I was like, oh, you mean memes? So
falsehoods?
Yeah. So we're kind of in that world. But I told everybody I'd give an update this week. There it is. And just bug Giorgio about it, you know? Just burn him down, and he'll get it done. He'll get it. Go to Just Giorgio on Instagram and bug him about it. He'll get it done for you. He'll get it done for the people. For Jesse Wiseman, a.k.a. The Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Revolucion. Buenos tardes, everyone.